welcome back to Oshkosh Today. She ranks first in her class of 425 at Oshkosh West, scored a 33 on her ACT, and in her senior season was honored as a second-team all-conference tennis performer. I introduce to you now our newest student athlete of the month, Alicia Craig. Alicia joined by her tennis coach, Debbie Heinen. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Alicia, we just visited with Miss Oshkosh before the break, Miss Oshkosh 2012. I hear that you're actually going to be competing for the title of Miss Oshkosh 2013. So, obvious question is what kind of piqued your interest in that competition?
Well, I guess the scholarship thing was a big interest for me. My mom had sort of always wanted me to compete when I was younger. She would always mention that to me as a good opportunity. And as we've started rehearsals and stuff, I can tell that it definitely is helping me with my interview skills or learning how to walk in heels. You know, there's just all sorts of things that I'm learning from all these other women who are so talented. And I think that it's just a really great experience overall.
And you do have to have some sort of a specific talent to do it. What is the talent that you're going to be, I guess, utilizing for that competition?
I'm going to be playing piano.
Okay.
I used to take lessons when I was younger. I took lessons for about 6 years or so. And I play a few other instruments, but I really do like the piano a lot, so that's what I'm doing.
Getting into your academics now, you're a straight A student, a 4.0 GPA, top of your class. What does that mean to you that you are a straight A student?
Well, it's always been important to me. Since freshman year, I've wanted to be valedictorian. I think that's one of my biggest goals. And I guess it just really gives me something to work for. I think it keeps me motivated and dedicated to making sure that I get everything done and studying and hoping that I get into a good college. And I just know that it's going to help me out in college too, keeping my grades up and being organized and stuff like that. So it's always just been really something to strive for, I guess, keeping my grades up.
Speaking of college, a lot of your classes are college-level classes. How much more demanding do you find those to be than maybe the ones you are taking that are still at the high school level?
Well, I took honors classes and stuff when I was freshman and sophomore year, and you couldn't take college classes yet, so I sort of knew that I had to stay organized in order to perform well in college-level classes. So I guess I went in with the expectation that it would be difficult and with the knowledge that I would have to work hard, but I don't think that it's a whole lot more difficult, and I guess I view it as it's preparing me for what I'm going to have to do next year anyway, so I might as well start it right now.
Fun fact, you're the editor-in-chief for the school newspaper. What is it that you enjoy most about maybe that responsibility?
Well, I really enjoy the other editors. I've made a lot of friends on being on the school newspaper, and I'm around people who share similar interests with me. I used to never think that I was going to be interested in journalism, actually. I just started writing when I was a sophomore, and it turned out that I really liked it. It's been useful to interview people, help me with my confidence when I'm talking to other people. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's just really fun. We all have a really good relationship, and I really enjoy writing articles and putting together the paper. And then when people come up to me and say, I read the paper, it looked really good, and I like this story, it's always great to hear that.
Sure. Now, getting into your athletic career, as we mentioned, you were an all-conference performer. How long have you been competing in tennis? And I guess they say practice makes perfect. So how long have you been honing that skill or that craft?
Well, I had sort of a scattered tennis career, I guess. I took lessons when I was younger, maybe 3rd to 7th grade or so. And then I didn't play as much for the next couple years. I didn't go out for the team freshman and sophomore year. I guess I would say I regret not having gone out for the team. I thought I wasn't going to have time, or I didn't have enough room in my schedule for it. But then I finally decided to junior year, and so I played on the exhibition as an alternate junior year. And then senior year, the summer between junior and senior year, I practiced a lot because I really wanted to succeed when I was a senior, and I think it definitely paid off, and I was just really happy about it. I'm glad that it worked out so well this year.
In your application, you kind of cited your honest and trustworthiness to the game of tennis, and that you kind of police yourself, make your own line calls. Elaborate on that a little bit, if you would.
Well, I think that it's just really important when you're the one playing and you know that someone or your opponent is making bad line calls. Sometimes you want to just make them right back because it makes you mad.
Sure,
but
eye for an eye type.
Yeah, but you know that if you start doing that, it's not fair to anyone. I would rather lose fairly, if anything, than have won by cheating. So,
Coach, you wrote a really, really nice letter of recommendation on behalf of Alicia. You mentioned a lot of her positive attributes in there, but which ones kind of really stand out to you in your mind?
Well, as you can see, she's so involved in school and she's such a positive role model, and I think that really transferred onto the court with the other girls on our team. Like her saying there, if the opponent is doing something they shouldn't, making bad line calls, she's not going to stoop to their level. She is going to move forward positively, and just all of that leadership role she's given the others to lead by example and show how you should act on the court. Her intelligence. Tennis is really a game of outsmarting your opponent, and you might not have to be the most athletic one or the one with the best skills,
right.
but if you can break down your opponent's weaknesses, you can figure out a way to win. And like she said, she didn't go out her freshman or sophomore year. And in just 2 years, she was able to improve so much and
right.
add to her game, not only by honing her skills, but also by really being able to figure out, okay, if I'm playing doubles, this is where I need to be, and this is the weaker opponent, or this is the shot I should hit to put away
right.
the ball. And that was just amazing.
From a coaching perspective, I know tennis is kind of viewed as more of an individual game, but how much does it help to have someone like Alicia on the team?
It's so important. I think every girl on my team views it as a team sport, even though they're out there by themselves or with a doubles partner. We win or lose as a team. This year, unfortunately, we didn't make it to state as a team, but we got second place. In the past couple of years, we've made it as a team. So they really take in that team quality, even though they're out there by themselves. And once they finish their match, Alicia was a great example of someone who would cheer on her teammates even once she was done. And we know we need everyone to win if we're going to be successful.
Alicia, outside of school, outside of tennis, I know that you've been kind of involved in the community for a while now. What kind of volunteer work have you done?
Well, I volunteered at a nursing home and with my church. I teach Sunday school sometimes. But I think the biggest volunteer work I would say I've done is the mission trips that I've gone on. I've been on 4. We go on one every summer with my youth group. And it's for a week. We go to different places. I've been to Duluth, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Taylorsville, North Carolina, and Benton Harbor, Michigan. And I just think that those have been really great experiences, very eye-opening. For, you can travel 6 hours and be still in the United States, but in a totally different environment than the one that you expect from just a neighborhood. And I think that has just really helped me to see what I take for granted and introduce me to how I can really help other people.
What do you try and get out, or what do you give back during those experiences, and what do you get from them?
Well, we do anything that we can basically to help the people in the communities. Like I've worked at daycares, painting houses, or at a food pantry. And so it's really great to have that connection with those people there. I really liked getting to know the kids at the daycare, and you get to hear their stories. And so I think what I get back from it is just that the knowledge that I've helped someone out, and that my actions have had an impact on their life. And I think that it also just makes me a better person in general because I don't take as many things for granted.
Running a little bit short on time, so what is the post-high school career very quickly?
I don't know yet where I'm going to college. I've been accepted to Madison, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh, and I still am hearing back from Northwestern, Penn, and Vanderbilt. So we'll see. I don't know for sure yet, but I think it'll be a great experience no matter where I go.
Are there a couple that are on the short list?
I would say that if I get into Penn and Northwestern, those would be my top 2, but otherwise I might go to Pittsburgh because that one, I like that one also.
Well, all good schools, and congratulations on getting accepted to multiple colleges. That's not an easy thing to do. Before we let you go, we're going to give you this plaque as recognize you as our Student Athlete of the Month, so congratulations.
Thank you.